It's been called the nectar of the gods, and frankly, wine is a gift to humanity, absolutely no doubt. So let's go find out from a wine professional, a wine sommelier, some of the basics. Let's go meet Jake from Grape Expectations. You are sommelier. Am I saying it right?
Right.
Sommelier?
Exactly.
Okay, what is that exactly?
Being a sommelier is really, it's an everyday education. You constantly have to experience things, try different things, and it's a never-ending education just because it's a history in the making. There's so many different styles. There's so many different grape varieties being planted in different places in the world. It's an experimentation that is really fascinating, and it's always constantly evolving.
So there's something for everybody.
Absolutely.
Let's talk price point for a second. Do you have to spend a lot of money on a bottle of wine to enjoy a good bottle of wine?
Not at all. Not at all.
Oh.
I've had some $700 bottles that were okay. I've had some $20 bottles that were amazing. Don't ever make wine purchases based on price, because you might be very disappointed. You're paying for their advertising budget. You're paying for the transportation costs. It really varies. There's a lot of variables to consider when...
It's not just the bottle of wine.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. So when it comes to pairing some basic wines with some basic genres of food, what are your recommendations?
There aren't any real hard and fast rules. It used to be the red wine with red meat, white wine with white meat. The only really important rule is what do you like?
Yes.
What do you like to drink?
An experiment.
Absolutely.
Okay, well I like that, because you're right, years ago it was like white with white, red with red, and that was it. And it was like, oh, you missed out on so many taste opportunities that way.
And you'd be surprised how many people still go by that.
Oh, absolutely. So wine is such a vast subject. Where do you start?
The best place to start would be to do a typical wine tasting like this.
So open up some bottles.
Exactly.
Oh, love it.
Perfect place to start. And to get an idea of what style of wine do you like. Do you like something drier? Do you like something off-dry? Something fruity? For reds, do you like something really brash and rough, or something rustic, or something a little more mellow? It's really up to your personal taste. What kind of style do you like? And then we can kind of take it from there.
You have some wines for us to try, and I'm so excited.
Okay.
Where do we start?
We have 2 Chardonnays.
Okay.
One is the unoaked 20 Beast from Niagara, and then the Banrock Station Australian oaked Chardonnay. So if you look at these 2 Chardonnays, this is more of a very pale, almost platinum color. It has a silver tinge to it. And this is a little more like a green, pale straw color. Both Chardonnay, but just by looking at these I can tell you which one's oaked and which one hasn't seen oaked. And then, of course, the smell. I'm getting some grass off of it.
Yeah, fresh. I was thinking fresh cut grass. And I smell apples. Do you smell apples?
Big time.
Oh.
Then this is the Australian Chardonnay. Now this has oak. You can tell by the color, first off. And then smell huge oak on that.
I smell the wood, yeah. And which one is this?
This is the Mondavi, the Woodbridge, California Zinfandel. Now again, we were talking about sight. You'll get a little bit of color extraction. There's around the rim of the glass. It tends to cling. You get this kind of pink.
Yes, it is clinging, definitely.
Now that's indicative of hot climate.
Oh, really?
Or grape varietal too. But if you get a red Burgundy, you won't see a lot of that. Now this is a lighter Zinfandel, but you get into the really big, bold Zinfandels, and it just coats your glass in this red film.
Oh, that's true. So the more it coats your glass, the more powerful the flavor sometimes?
Right, it's more tannic, just a more fuller body style.
Would you serve this with a steak? A big, fat, beautiful, grilled, juicy steak?
I'd serve this just by the fireside.
Without any steak, it'd be fine.
Yeah.
So whether you are trying to match your wine to your food or to your mood, Grape Expectations Sommelier Service is a fabulous, fabulous service to have around town. And wine is definitely one of the greatest pleasures on earth, and it's all right here on Grand River Living. Cheers.